So the world is pretty complicated and it's a lot bigger than us. And because of that, there's some things that we just don't get to know. It's really easy to see that as a bad thing. No matter how much we learn, we're never really going to be finished. But I prefer to see the opportunity. I try to know everything that I can, but I also know that there's some things that I'm just not going to get to. So where I can, I like to fill in the blanks with theories that may not be true, but are a lot more fun. Now, this is the part where most comedians would make a polarizing joke about religion, but I am not most comedians. So instead, just gonna make a bunch of polarizing jokes about way less important shit. So here's a few of my personal theories. I'm pretty sure when strangers ask like how you're doing, they mean it less than 5% of the time. I think all conspiracy videos are part of one massive conspiracy to distract us from the real conspiracies. It's fucking brilliant. So this one's kind of controversial, and I don't really have a lot of evidence to back it up, but I think Tupac's dead. So it's kind of impossible to filter out genetic defects without getting into some weird Nazi-esque territory. And let's face it, people are always going to want to have sex. So I think that gay people may be the next evolution of humanity, removing the potential for baby making from sex and letting us intentionally affect the gene pool without actually doing anything genocide-y. I have a theory that Kevin Hart grew off of Dwayne The Rock Johnson until he was big enough to be surgically removed. I have a similar theory about Dolph Lundgren and Michael Cera, but that one kind of gets in the way of my other theory about how Michael Cera, Andy Samberg, and Jesse Eisenberg are all secretly related. I think the whole Bill Cosby thing is totally fake. That's misleading. I think that the whole America's Favorite Dad thing is an elaborate persona that he developed for entertainment and is fake. I think that he's more like America's creepy uncle that weirds everyone out now. The vast majority of people I've ever met named Jake were kind of awful. It's not to say that the name automatically makes you the worst. I just think it may be something that you have to overcome. I think a group of early humans successfully traveled the entire planet before they could record it, and that Stonehenge is just their awesome collection of all of the world's perfectly rectangular rocks. I think men like breasts because they're the only things that remind us of sex and water balloons at the exact same time. There's nothing quite like that. I think we'll never invent flying cars as long as we have airplanes, because airplanes are basically just flying cars that no one named that, and now they're airplanes. I think Joe Biden started off black, but Obama didn't want to push the whole black candidate thing any farther than he had to, so this whole time, Biden's been just wearing a complex prosthetic and intentionally acting like an old white guy. I think cups were the first invention that was motivated by laziness. Rod, damn it, all this pottery is making me thirsty, but I gotta go all the way to the... I think all the books in the biography section exist in the same elaborate universe. I think that there's two Drakes and they switch out depending on whether or not they need to write a diss track or dance for the new video. To prove this, have we ever seen Drake perform a diss track in an owl hoodie? So there's some theories. There's really no reason to believe any of them. Just kind of thought they were funny. Piece of advice: don't fuck around with your lights because you think you can do a cool thing with one, or you'll break them and have to get used to new weird lights, which isn't that bad of an outcome when you think about the fact that you're combining lots of electricity and a kind of dumb guy in the same place.